There we go. Welcome in, everybody. Joe and AJ here. AJ can't miss a big race, as you can see there. And of course, my horse didn't win. Nay. Welcome, everybody. Joe and AJ here with you, with also eligible here, the Preakness edition. And
The
I
biggest
have,
race that nobody cared about.
well, this is the Conor McGregor Memorial, the Conor McGregor sponsored event.
Conor McGregor sponsored the event.
Yeah. You know that one quote he had at a press conference, who the F is that guy?
Yes, okay, I do.
Because
Yep.
I guarantee you that 11 out of 14 guy, well, maybe 10, you're going to be saying, who the F is that guy?
That's a lot of what I was saying when I was looking at these all week when I've been looking at this. And I
Yeah.
still don't know what the heck I'm looking at.
Well, you're looking at a bunch of numbers, bunch of letters, and you got to figure it out.
Can we go backwards to the Derby real fast? Can I say something on
Sure.
the Derby? Because
Sure.
we're going to get Sally, obviously, and one or two of these other horses.
Sure.
This is how I see the facts on every Kentucky Derby. And people forget from year to year. You
Hmm.
spend all week listening to all these talking heads, people like us, people that we talk to, that we bring on, and you analyze everything that's going to happen, what the horse's past performances and his bloodline, and is he made for the distance, and can he do this, and can he do that, and who the jockey is. The truth of the matter is, when it comes to the Kentucky Derby, you need to have luck first on your side as a bettor, as a jockey, as
Hmm.
an owner, as a trainer, and as a horse. And then B, if you have a super horse, which I do think we do have a super horse this year in this group. It's not
Hmm.
Ocelli, it's Renegade. I mean, Renegade almost fell down
Hmm.
a couple of steps out of the gate, got pushed all over the place, and still barely lost the race.
Hmm.
And I think I could put my Belmont pick out right now, Renegade, by like 97 lengths, but don't put
Hmm.
that on my record yet.
Hmm.
Um, with that being said, I think the Preakness usually is a little bit easier of a race to really be able to zero in on and say, look, there's a good likelihood that this will happen.
Hmm.
Except for this year, I don't know. All these horses would be running in the second race at Delaware today if there wasn't a Preakness, weren't they?
They probably would be.
Oh,
Or Parks.
yeah.
Or maybe
And,
a
and,
Monmouth.
and like I had put out, I put out the Oaks, and we hit that. I was pretty confident on that Oaks race. The Derby, like I really thought Renegade was going to win, but I saw Ocelli as a monster closer, so I
Hmm.
put him in that four pick sort of do what you will with this.
Hmm.
And not Ocelli, the horse that won, Golden Tempo. Golden Tempo I
Yeah.
saw as this closer that didn't belong there, but
Hmm.
it's the Derby, so you need some luck, and anything can happen. And then when I was looking for something yesterday, and I know there was the Black Eyed Susan, and I looked at some of the other races yesterday. But the
Hmm.
Black Eyed Susan, when I looked at it, I just love that, my Miss Mo. But it was a tight race. I mean, there were some good
Yeah.
horses in there. They were all even. And then when we had the article released on our website, they had the picture of my Miss Mo, but on the saddle it said AJ, and I was like, well,
Hmm.
that's my sign right there.
Yeah.
And then I put that out, and I don't know. I'm surprised. You'd probably be surprised, but I'd be surprised at how many people are watching my picks now, because I was getting text messages when I was at the FAU baseball game last night saying, "Hey, thank you. I bet that."
Hmm.
All right, I only paid
And
$7, but still, a
yeah,
winner's a
and
winner.
I can tell you one thing, guys. Today's the final show, the final episode, the final article of Quill's Picks winners, because AJ's taken over because he's been hitting left and right. No, I'm like
No, I don't think so.
it.
Mm.
Nah, I mean, it just gets to be that way every once in a while where you just have some dumb luck and whatever.
Did
Oh,
you
you
just call
know
me
what that
dumb?
age? No,
Did you
I
just
don't
call
think
me
so.
dumb? Okay, all right.
No. I think I know where you saw the AJ from on there, because the trainer is Sappy Joseph,
Mm-hmm.
and it probably says SAJ on there.
Could, and I didn't see the S. And here, look, we might as well tell this too. Coming up soon on Q&A Racing, an exclusive interview we're going to have with Safi Joseph.
And that's and he's over the last couple of years, he's gone from, in my opinion, from watching the races, even if I don't bet them, he's gone from a guy who's Mr. Gulfstream Park to, I mean, he's turned into Pitbull. He's Mr. International, Mr. Worldwide,
He is Mr. Worldwide.
because
He
he's
is.
actually he had a horse last year at Delaware Park, and I played it because I was like, listen, guys, this horse last ran in, of all places, Barbados, and I found the video on YouTube. I said, listen, when you look at this video, you're going to see that the course is extra tight, the turns are tight, and everything. He'll have a little more room at Delaware Park and all that, and of course, with what I usually pick, my horse finishes second. Thus, did my horse win? Nay.
Well, I'm anxious to talk to Safi because the first thing I'm going to ask him with, White Barrio and my Miss Mo and all these horses he's got all over the place that are doing big things. What the hell's going on with my keepsake box?
Yeah. Yeah, and you told me yesterday, I'm not sure if I should be saying this or not, that we may have a surface change for her
That's
upcoming.
the plan. Yeah, they're
Mhm.
they're running her on the they're training her on the dirt right now. So we'll see what happens. And this is I don't know. I guess this is an exciting. I love the summertime, Joe. I hate the winter. I hate the
Mhm.
fall. I don't even care for the spring very much, but I love the summertime.
Mhm.
But now my horses, which are all most of them have been based down here all winter, they're
Or all
spreading
over the
out.
place. Mhm.
So that means I'm gonna just like Mr. 305 Safi Joseph. I'm gonna have to be Mr. USA, and I'm gonna. Who knows? There's a high likelihood you and I could be seen at Belmont this week.
Or
Is that accurate?
Aqueduct.
They're
Aqueduct.
Aqueduct. Well, isn't it Belmont at the Big A?
Belmont at the Big A. That's only
Yeah.
just a branding thing because it's the Belmont meet. But yeah, so if I have my soundboard available, since I have my headphones on, I don't. I have to figure that out one of these days. So we do have breaking news. Q&A racing may be in New York on Friday. And I think we'll have an idea of that today, because I did do some homework last night other than this race. Shocker. Be-
Nuh-uh.
yeah, I did.
Me trying to figure out who will trade for Joel Embiid. Is that what you were doing last night? Nobody's going to trade for
No,
him.
no, I figured what time the dog would be sniffing against the tree there, but uh no, seriously. You said you said to me on the phone last night that when did they draw Friday's field?
Mm-hmm.
So I found it on Equibase. Now, some things might happen that this gets pushed back 24 hours, but they said it's 144 hours. So that's 6 days, and 6 days from Friday is today.
Okay.
So we may find out today what race, how many horses are in there, etc. We won't have the morning line odds, I don't think, but
I'm going to need the odds. But if my horse, Superman, Schoolyard Superman, who was on this Derby trail at one point before he got sick and
hmm
prep races snowed out and all that sort of crap, if he does race Friday, which I think that's the plan, and he
hmm
wins, next race is the Pegasus Stakes in
hmm
Monmouth a couple of weeks from now, which
hmm
my horse, my track, but my prior commitments don't allow me to be there that day. Is there any likelihood that you'll represent for us at Monmouth Park that day?
I could do it.
I like it. I like it.
and and then on top of that, I've made a bold prediction to you over the phone. I'm going to make a prediction right now. Now, I don't know if it's going to be the Gallant Bob, which is a race for 3-year-olds going 6 furlongs. Now you're going to be shortening up there, or he goes long. I think we're going to see Schoolyard Superman at Parks this year, either in the Gallant Bob or the Pennsylvania Derby.
Okay. When is the
September,
Gallant Bob?
they're both on September 19th, day after my birthday.
I think, and you can't hold me to this, but I think, and this is like a perfect world where we have to win every race. But if we go from this Friday to the Pegasus, it could be the Haskell, and then
Yeah,
it could be up to Saratoga for
yeah.
something, and then maybe back. Yeah, you got to start working your way back down come September. So stop off in Pennsylvania, win the Pennsylvania
Mm-hmm.
Derby, and then come back down here to the Sunshine.
Yeah. Because a lot of times the Pennsylvania Derby, it's a lot of who the F for those guys as well. But, we didn't have a who the F is that guy winning last year. We had Baeza winning last year.
Yeah. And Baez is in that other race now is coming up. What the hell's the name of that race?
Stephen Foster.
Yeah, look at this. You got Umbario, you got Sovereignty, you got Baeza, and then somebody. Oh, and who's the horse that won the Magnitude?
Yeah.
Magnitude's going. I think it's Magnitude's going in that race also.
I guarantee
These
it's
are some
probably
monster
going to be.
races, bro.
And it may just be those 4 horses. For all we know.
That's worth it right there.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. And,
I mean, is it me, or do we not normally see this sort of competitive, top-notch horses going against each other all year long? And that's kind of looks like what's shaping up here.
I
Don't
think
they
it
all
also.
spread out and then come together for, the Travers or the Haskell or the Breeders' Cup?
They usually do. That's usually how it works. But Bill Mott does have a string at Churchill. Steve Asmussen, he's all over the place. Safi has no problem shipping horses wherever. And who am I forgetting? And Baeza, actually, he recently changed trainers. I think Bill Mott has them too.
Mm-hmm. And you saw what happened to him in his last race, right? I mean, basically what do you call those guys? And they were holding him. They held him back. The gate opened, and didn't have him ready to run.
Yeah.
But he still got up for, I forget if it was second or third, but he probably maybe could have won that race if he didn't get held in the gate.
Mm-hmm. And that may be
I gotta let the dog in.
Okay. Who let the dog in? Woof, 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 woof. You can tell we're running on fumes today because I'm turning Who Let the Dogs Out into Who Let the Dogs In.
It's all Garci's going to be just bugging the crap out of me the whole show here.
Yeah, that's true. But we're talking months ahead of time, and things can change so much. I mean, look. I mean, at least you had a horse on the Kentucky Derby Trail. Actually, well, yeah. Well, I was going to say 2, but really 1.
Yeah,
which is one more than I had.
Yeah, but you probably have one on next year's Kentucky Derby Trail already.
Oh yeah, and I kind of said, joking around in a Twitch chat last night, I said, because somebody brought up the Preakness in chat, so I was like, I said, yeah, who knows? Maybe if I get lucky, the horse that I partially own may be running in the Preakness next year.
You're not going to win it, though. I would like to because I own some of that horse, too. But the Woodburn's nickname before it was named, I mean, they were calling it Puka 24, but the nickname was actually Preaky. And the reason they named him Preaky and his whole purpose in life is to win the Preakness because Puka's downline has already won the Derby and won the Belmont. She just doesn't have a Preakness winner. So Preaky's expectations are to bring in the Preakness for sure.
And that may happen. Who knows? But
You know what I'm glad about and I think we spoke about this. We had the opportunity to get sort of VIP access to the Preakness this year for like
Hmm.
$1,500 to walk in. I'm so glad we did not do that.
We couldn't get press passes.
I didn't try. This was a through our ownership stakes sort of
Yeah,
thing.
true. Yeah, and me personally, I'd rather be amongst the crowd and wandering around all day as opposed to, hey, can I ask you a question I can record for my site and blah blah blah, and I'd rather just be amongst the crowd.
So I want when I go next year, I want to be behind velvet ropes and like a glass case where people can't get to me. I'm not like you or Griffin Johnson or any of these people.
Yeah, but it also gives me well, it may give us an opportunity to meet different people that we haven't met before behind the scenes. But we'd also, but like last year with the Pennsylvania Derby, got to talk to Jason Beam. Even though I talked to him before, he's track announcer of Tampa Bay Downs and Colonial Downs. I
It's a
got to
great
talk.
podcast, also.
Oh, I listen to it daily.
Mm-hmm.
Dave Weaver
Is that
from
or we
Fa-
your son?
no,
Oh, okay.
it was he's on FanDuel Racing, FanDuel TV for another couple of months until they go fully automated for a year. I'm actually in fantasy football leagues with Dave.
Nice.
Yeah. So, you know, and one guy that I tried to get last year when we were in Florida for the Pegasus was Gino Picola.
Mm-hmm.
He used to be on FanDuel when it was TVG back in the day. He's working for Daily Racing Form and First Racing and other things. Um, he and I go back and forth a lot, but he said that day, "Oh, I'm gonna be busy in the pack." I said, "No problem." So
I think that we are. And look, Q&A Racing is new, and I'm glad that we hooked up with Q&A Racing, and they, kind of bailed out all the guys that were part of Bleacher Brothers that ended up
yeah,
not having a home anymore.
hmm
But yeah, Q&A's got some. That's the focus is horse racing, so I think it's kind of cool.
yeah. But we do have the sports zone as well.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely, positively. And can I address one thing? I know it's your show, and then I'll shut
Sure.
up and you lead the way.
No.
So, because I've been so heavily involved with the horses now for the past 6 months, 8 months, whatever, and I post a lot of content,
Hmm.
people feel the need to tag me or fight with me about horse racing. And yes, a horse died yesterday, first race
Yeah.
at Laurel. Won the race and then died afterwards. And then I get all this just this nonsense. It's not nonsense, but I get all these basically their hate about how could you be like this and you're just an animal abuser and they abuse horses. I'm gonna go on record and say this: are some horses abused? Absolutely, positively. Are
Hmm.
some people abused? Absolutely, positively. Do athletes die? Absolutely positively. Do horses die? Absolutely positively.
Hmm.
Just because the horse died doesn't mean that every single horse is abused. And anyone that actually knows me and
Hmm.
how much of an animal person I am knows that I would never be involved in anything at all that is, just straight up animal cruelty. So maybe
Hmm.
you should educate yourself before you wreck
Hmm.
yourself. And that's a new phrase I'm starting. Don't
Yeah.
check yourself, educate yourself. Yes, there are abuses in horse racing, but there are abuses in life. There are abuses everywhere. We can't stop those, but that
Yeah.
doesn't mean that the sport is bad.
Yeah. And also, some people say, "Oh, gambling's bad." Well, we're going to tell you right now. If you have a gambling problem, dial 1-800-GAMBLER, or just delete the or just close your browser, whatever. If it's easy as that, but some may not be that easy. And we're all for making sure that you guys bet within your means.
Exactly.
Now,
And what we don't do is we don't come out every single day. I mean, you put out a horse pick every single day. You're a horse guy. But we're
hmm
not out with every game, every parlay, every teaser, every prop bet. No. I look at gambling, whether it's horses or basketball or whatever, the same way I look at the stock market. I actually look at it, I have a better advantage on certain sports than I do on
Mm-hmm.
certain stocks because I know what I know. And on the stock market, there's too many things that are just out of my control. And to me, that's luck. That's just as
Yeah.
much luck as gambling is. So I
Yeah.
don't see the difference between me and you.
Yeah. And there's always, you're always going to get addicted to something. It doesn't matter what it is. You can look at me. Yeah, I'm addicted to food as well. But
Hey, when you go out, get me some more crack. All right? Yeah. The guy on the corner, the Haitian guy. All right.
yeah.
Nice.
Well,
My wife
also,
was running out for a minute.
just to let you know, I've taken the Dennis Leary approach to crack.
Okay.
I would never do a drug named after a part of my own ass.
That is definitely that's definitely something to live by. Yes.
And we tend to get a bit blue here, people. But so yeah, so they're 5 minutes away from the first race at Laurel Park here. I want to say Pimlico because even in the wallpaper here on the bottom left, it does say Pimlico News.
It
And don't
does say
worry,
Pimlico News.
they're going to be back at Pimlico next year, and I'm sure that Mike Tirico, as long as he doesn't get a nut infection or a nut allergy today, he'll be mentioning Pimlico a couple of times. I'm sure there's going to be the pan shot of everything totally destroyed, like a nuclear bomb hit it or whatever. But they are rebuilding Pimlico, and it should be ready by next year.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Do you want to
Mhm.
do it? You want to do a like a sprint on the first race, like just a quick look? If we got 5 minutes.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. I gotta pull it up here. So let me go like this.
And just to set things up, it's 5.5 furlongs on the turf. The 3-5 favorite right now is the morning line favorite, which is Epic Style. Closed well and finished second last time out. Uh, I I don't know where you're going right now.
I'm just taking a quick look. Says none of this goes on my permanent record, but I figure, all right, let's do a quick sprint here. I am looking at
And
the right
because
race, right? Laurel Park, race one. Yeah, okay. All right, let's
yeah,
see. So it's
yeah,
turf race.
not Churchill. That's not till 6 o'clock. Little inside
Five,
joke between us.
5.5 on the turf, right? That's what I'm looking at.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right. Yeah, I can see why Epic Style is the favorite. Ba, 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 ba. All right, I am going to give you Gift of Gab as my 1 second handicapped horse for now. Let's go over here and let's take a look. Laurel Park, race one. Where is Gift of Gab? Watch it be scratched. Nope, it's there, and it's 10-1.
Yep.
And what was my quick? My quick was he's a second race off a layoff.
Mm-hmm.
Second race off a layoff, and he has continuously gone forward his entire career.
Mm-hmm.
And his jock is returning. He's won his last 2 races in a row. So I'm going to lock that in, man. I wasn't planning on doing this, but Gift to Gab right here. Let's just go nice and easy across the board. $2 across the board on
Yep.
Gift to Gab.
Okay. Now, also, if you use FanDuel Racing, they have a promotion that on all races today, you get up to $20 back if your horse finishes second and third if you opt in. Now, it's a
This
win
this
wager
race
only.
included, right?
Yes.
All right. I just changed my bet. 20 to win. Boom. So
Okay.
if I lose and he comes second or third, I get it back.
Now, I've been recycling this $10 that I've had for like a few days now. So I am going with the 2 Bougie Bubbles.
Ooh, you are bougie, huh?
And I can hear Don Ho right now. Bougie Bubbles in the tub. Bougie Bubbles in the tub.
Mm-hmm.
First, now granted, yeah, first race back. You got a trainer who wins only at 8% there, but does win 17% on turf sprints. And, you know, and also what I like here, uh, the jockey here, Hazelwood,
Mm-hmm.
he's the top apprentice jockey in the Mid Atlantic by far.
Okay.
So not only do you get the 5 pound weight break, you also get a talented jockey who should be able to, when once his apprenticeship ends, whenever that is, he'll just continue on and being a top notch jockey. Also, if you notice here at Laurel Park, this combination of Hugh McMahon and Yezdit Hazelwood, 26% at Laurel Park, and when you go to all tracks, they win at a 25% clip.
Buddy, this is a lot of information for a sprint. I feel like you were looking at this all night. I just pulled it up when we said, let's do this sprint. I feel like I'm getting hoodwinked here somehow.
No, I looked at it like at 9:30 this morning because I actually got the first 5 races done today.
Gotcha.
So, but that's what I like here. And also, it doesn't necessarily have the rail. And I think what happens here, I think the 1 goes for the lead. I think there's other speed in this race as well. So Bougie Bubbles will get to sit right behind the favorite, and also has fired 3 bullets in the last 3 workouts. Actually went a mile at Laurel, which is an odd workout distance. Then went 5 on the turf, where they actually had 10 horses trained that day at that distance, and did it on the main track as well.
Well, I got to say, Joe, too, the other thing that I did here, the first thing that I did was I looked for who's the best horse, which is clearly Epic Style.
Mm-hmm.
And then I looked at the odds and immediately tossed him.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is for fun right now. And
Yeah.
it's $20 that I'm going to get back if my horse finishes in the top 3. But at 3 to 5, you're better off just keeping your money in your pocket.
Yeah. Yeah. Or if you want to play a double with a long shot. And that reminds me, when this race is over, I do want to mention one thing here. One thing about Superfectas.
Okay.
Because my buddy Mike and I, we try to get the Superfecta in every Triple Crown race.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we did hit one a couple years ago, but it was only, it was all favorites that came in. I think there was one long shot in there, but it paid like $20 for a 50-cent ink. Because what I do is I print 2 50-cent tickets, because I figure if the IRS gets involved, we'll make him pay taxes on it too, not just me.
Exactly.
Just don't tell him. But oh yeah,
I'll tell you, it looks like a beautiful day at Laurel right now.
yeah.
It's going to be pretty fun. They're not opening the infield up for this thing today, right there. And
No.
they're off. They're off already.
I'm a little delayed here.
I'm watching it on FanDuel.
I mean, I'm watching it on FanDuel, but I'm watching the actual Maryland feed as opposed to
Okay.
The FanDuel TV.
We got Sally's Gold is I don't know. She's up by like 3 lengths right now. Your bubbles is right there second, and the 10 prepare for takeoff. They're coming around. This is a real short race. So the race almost over, but Sally's Gold is still hanging on. But here comes your bubbles, bro. There's a horse flying on the inside. I can't see who it is, but he's about to blow past everybody. It's probably Epic Style, but the horse on the outside, who's the horse? Bubbles is hanging tough for. Oh, Bubbles might get there, bro. Oh, Bubbles won the race. I think Bubbles won the race, buddy. It's going to be a photo finish, but I think Bubbles edged out Epic favorite there.
Let's see here.
Man, see that? And I lost my $20 because I thought I was going to get it back.
Yep, I got it. So I don't have
Beautiful.
I
Good
don't have
job.
so I don't necessarily have $10 to recycle, but that's because I am going to have.
No, wait, you didn't bet this horse?
No, I played it
Oh, okay.
because I was playing $10 on the $20 promo,
Uh-huh.
and that's the one thing I'm going to tell you. Whoops.
How did I do a call in a race? That's the first race I ever called live. Did I do it right?
You didn't do bad.
It was my first time, all right? So don't grade me that harshly.
I'm looking for my remote here because all of a sudden because I'm using the FanDuel thing. Oh, the remote's on the TV. On the stand here. Let me grab it.
So I'll just put it out there right now while he steps away. If Monmouth or Gulfstream or Churchill or Saratoga, if track announcer gets sick one day and you need a fill-in, there's my audition tape right there. So feel free to reach out. I'll be happy to call a race for you.
I did tell Jessica Paquette last year. Now, granted, we don't have proof of it because I screwed up the audio, and I will take full responsibility for it, like I will with Todd Schrupp. I did call a race live last year.
Did you really?
Yeah, on my Joe Quill show, I called a race from Assiniboia Downs. And you can tell that I had money on the race because I was like, and here comes Kryptonite on the inside. All right, it wasn't Kryptonite, but
All right, so I obviously didn't do that well at calling the race because the favorite is nowhere to be found here. I'm looking at the unofficial.
Mm-hmm.
It went 2-5.
Yeah, that angle's tough, especially on TV.
Well, the 5 was, you didn't have an exacta here, did you? Because the 5 was 25-1.
No, I got a double going.
Wow.
And I'm trying to get this to come up here because my FanDuel Racing app's acting up here.
Yeah, did you see that the Derby was so big this year that FanDuel kept crashing throughout the day? Did you know that? Yeah,
no,
it crashed repeatedly.
But then again, I wasn't. I'll tell you the truth, and I'll let you guys behind the curtain a little bit, and shocker, I don't play every race I look at on the website, and that's not anything to do with, like for example, there was a story about this one handicapper at a racetrack, and he says, "Oh, I'm going with the 2 and 3 in this race here," and he goes with the 4 and the 6. He goes, "Why are you doing that?" It's like, well, that's what everybody wants to hear. This is what I think, But everything I tell you is true. And if my top selection gets scratched, I'll give you a new selection on X or whatever. But hey, yeah. So my horse is going to pay exactly 4-1 apparently because it's going to be an approximate payout of $50 for a $10 wager. And my double will pay $78.50 for $5 if it hits, because I have the 3 in the next race.
Beautiful. We'll have to root that through. Oh, no, here it is. The 7 was there. All right. So
okay.
Now they changed it. 2-7-5-1. 8. Who did I pick? I picked the 8. So there we go. What do you get for 5th place? Anything? You get a ribbon or a trophy or something? T-shirt?
Yeah.
Poke in the eye?
I bet a horse on the first race at Laurel Park, and all I got is this effing T-shirt.
Well, you're off to a good start, man. You can only go downhill from here. You might as well just skip the Preakness.
Yeah, I might as well. But we're not going to skip the Preakness. We're going to look through it. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to look through this and just give quick thoughts on all 14 horses in the race here. And, and I'll give some additional thoughts on top of what AJ thinks and all that, and we can go from there. Um, so this race goes off at 7:01. It's on NBC. Now it's historic because it's the first race since 1908 that the Preakness is not at Pimlico, and also it's the last telecast for Donna Barton Brothers.
Yes.
Hmm. I mean, I remember when she used to be a jockey in Kentucky.
Can you
But
tell me real quick, if I give you a couple of trivia things, what was the very first year the Preakness was run? You only get 5 seconds.
1875.
1873.
Huh?
1873. So you were close.
Well, this is Preakness 151, as you can see right there on the screen.
But something must have at some point, I don't have all the details, caused them to miss a Preakness or two. Maybe a war, maybe maybe an Orioles World Series parade. I don't know.
Um.
1919, Sir Barton becomes the first Triple Crown winner.
Mm-hmm.
1937, War Admiral wins the Triple Crown. 73, Secretariat wins the Preakness by 2.5 lengths. 78, Affirm, Triple Crown winner.
Mm-hmm.
15, American Pharaoh ends the 37-year Triple Crown drought. And then just 3 years after that, Justified becomes the 13th.
Mm-hmm.
And the 151st running of the Preakness is held at Laurel Park. Yeah, I got a whole thing. Compliments of the horse talk show
Oh, okay.
with Louisa Barton, who is pretty cool. The Preakness is the second oldest of the Triple Crown races. The race was here's an interesting fact. The race was named after Preakness, a cult. It was named after a cult
Mm-hmm.
from the Preakness region of New Jersey. I didn't even know there was a Preakness region in New Jersey.
Yeah.
Secretariat's 2.5 length victory in 73 remains one of the race's most iconic performances. And, blah, 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 blah.
And
And
we almost had a dubious historic fact with this race. This would have been the first time since 1922 if Oselli and two others did not run in this race. In 1922 was the last time nobody from the Kentucky Derby would have run in the Preakness. But do you know why they didn't run in 1922 in the Preakness?
no.
The Preakness and the Kentucky Derby were the same day.
Mm. And we may be coming up on this sort of issue in the future here because I didn't know that the Triple Crown, that's not actually really a sanctioned thing.
No.
That's just something that I guess media and reporters and horse fans
Mm-hmm.
came up with. And now with them moving or wanting to move the Preakness back. But I think it was your idea. Wasn't your idea to run the Belmont on 4th of July?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. That might be where they're going with this.
Yeah. And I think what may also work, even though I'm not really for it, some people have suggested first Saturday in May, first Saturday in June, first Saturday in July.
Hmm. But it's going to dilute it because there's so many other races that are going to be affected. I don't know how they just leave it alone. It's not broken. I get it. You want to skip the Preakness, then skip it. It sucks. I used to be on the bandwagon that if you win the Derby and your horse is healthy, you should have to run back in the Preakness.
Yeah.
But I'm not so much on that anymore because the trainers know the condition of the horse is better than we do. So as fans, of course, we
Exactly.
want to see a Triple Crown winner. But
Mm-hmm.
if Oselli wasn't ready to run, or not Oselli, Golden Temple wasn't ready to run today, then I get it.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's. I mean, I get it because it's the well-being of the horses, and it's also, eventually it's going to be that these horses are in the breeding shed and they'll be on stud duty for the rest of their lives, which is, you know, pretty
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, it's not a bad. I used to have that job. I'm retired now. I'm out in the pasture now.
Well, that's a nice pasture you have there.
Yeah, it's all right.
I mean, it's better than mine. But yeah, so we got the Preakness here today at Laurel Park, and um, the mile 3/16 distance is not a distance that they run too often at Laurel. Now they did run at this distance yesterday for the Pimlico Special. So
And how did the speed hold? Was it who won the race? Was it closer?
um I think Safi's horse was on the lead. Or no, let me
Safi
double.
won that race yesterday too, didn't he?
Yeah, he won
Yeah.
both. He won those two races, yeah. Because I think my horse was second in both those races. Because I kept recycling and recycling and recycling. Let's see, Laurel Park. Yesterday was the 15th. Um, yeah, he was. Navajo Warrior was on the front end. It was a very slow pace. I remember it now.
Okay.
So, but I think with the Preakness here, I think we are going to get a pace scenario which will be very similar to the Derby today.
Dude, there's nothing but speed in this race.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and not even just speed, like lightning fast speed. Some of these horses are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I watched this Taj Mahal race, who's the first horse that's running today.
Mm-hmm.
I watched that race to Tessio.
Okay.
Now, if he has an advantage here, this is his home track. Now, if there's ever a local Maryland horse that's going to win this race, it may be this one. But the only problem is when we go down the list here from 1 to 14, you're going to see horse after horse after horse that wants to go for the lead.
Mm-hmm.
And before you know it, he was already up 10 lengths on that field. He toyed with them, made him think that he was tiring, and then Sheldon Russell said, no, we're going to draw off and win by 8.
Yeah, I mean, how do you even take a guess here at who's gonna get the lead? Because there's so many of these horses that just want to be on the front. So many horses here have won
Mm-hmm.
from the front.
Mm-hmm.
If they're second or third or fourth, they don't win.
Yeah.
But if they're on the lead, so I mean, is the race over? 300 yards in, that's it. Whoever's in the lead, boom, just cash your
If
tickets. Or
if
rip
Taj
tickets out.
Mahal if Taj Mahal is on the front alone, he may just wire this field because what's the shortest distance between 2 points? A straight line.
Mm-hmm.
So if he gets to that first turn with the lead and he's not too pressured, because the one thing I will say is, yeah, he may be running fast, but is he being worn down mentally as well as physically? But if he's alone on the lead and he's shown he can go pretty fast, you could be looking at him going gate to wire here.
I like him a lot. I got him. Sorry. I mean, he's obviously going to be a horse that I play today.
Mm-hmm.
I like the speed. I like that he continuously moves forward
Mm-hmm.
in not just a little bit forward. He takes some, as far as buyers go, he takes some big steps.
Yeah.
I like this horse. It's just a matter of, do I think he can win 100 billion%?
Mm-hmm.
It's just a matter of how many horses are going to be battling him
Yeah.
early, like you just said, and that's the that's where the luck comes in.
Yeah, and also for the most part, this isn't your typical Preakness this year. Well, it isn't your typical Preakness because it's at Laurel Park, but you don't have, for one, um, you don't have the Kentucky Derby Kentucky Derby winner running. You don't have a horse that just had a blah race or a trouble trip in the Derby coming back in 2 weeks. You got new shooter after new shooter where we all know what Conor McGregor would say.
What did he say?
Who the F is that guy?
Exactly.
Hmm. Now, he definitely would not be saying that about the 2 Selly. And like Renegade, like Golden Tempo, he got the setup. And I don't know about you. I think this horse has a great chance to break his maiden today.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good story. When the week started, I thought, all right, I'm going to root for this horse to win. I mean, who was he, a $12,000 horse?
Yep.
Yeah, $12,000. He's never even won a race yet, and he's got $600,000 in the bank.
Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty good investment right there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and the other thing that I looked at here is that although anybody who had Oselli on their bingo card for the Derby, they were just pulling stuff out of their rear end, in my opinion. But the horse does move forward constantly his entire career, even though
Mm-hmm.
he's never won a race. But the jump that he took in the Derby from the Wood was a really big jump. So, and now he's coming off a 2 weeks rest. I don't know. I would lean. I'd love to see it. It's a cool story, but I would lean to this horse is going to bounce like a crazy ball today.
And I think he just gets the perfect setup. He gets to sit towards the back of the pack, and and the thing is, we haven't had a race on the main track yet, so we don't get a feel for how things are running. Just looking at the distances here on the main track. Okay, so race 6, the Sir Barton, you'll get a little bit of a feel what a two-turn race is going to be like today. And then they have 4 races in a row on the turf.
Mm-hmm.
So you got race 6, 7, and 8 on the dirt. Race 6 is the Sir Barton going a mile and a 16th. Then you have the Chick Lang and the Maryland Sprint going 6 furlongs. And then races 9, 10, 11, and 12 are all on the turf. So they're not running on the dirt for 4 hours. So even if you get a feel for how the main track is going to be running in the Sir Barton, you might as well just trash that idea because they won't be running on the dirt for 4 hours. But so AJ is tossing Oselli.
No, I'm not
Oh,
tossing the belly. I just wouldn't be surprised if he bounces. I don't know. I'll give some picks here, but just like I did on Derby Day, I'm going to say
mm-hmm.
check my social, check me on
Okay.
Facebook. All right,
Okay.
at AJ Johnson, F whatever the heck I am, or check Q&A's Twitter, and I'll put it up there
Yeah.
before the race. But it would be a great story. I wouldn't be
Mm-hmm.
upset, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. And Tyler Gaffleone did win the Black Eyed Susan yesterday. So just to let you know. And by the way, Whit Beckman is the trainer of your horse.
Impractical.
Impractical, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And he hasn't done me anything with Impractical yet, so
Well, he's
I'll just
hiding
leave
the
it at that.
he's yeah. Then we get the 3 Crupper, and he won the Bathhouse Row at Oaklawn, going a mile and an eighth. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's going to be one of those speed horses. I think that's a speed horse that won't be able to get the lead.
Yeah, I'm with you. I really don't. I don't have him highlighted here for any sort of
Mhm.
consideration
Yeah,
at this point.
yeah. Um, Up next, the 4 Robusta, and and like for example, some people do have this little contest here, and this may be something that we might have to institute, if not today, for the Belmont. What horse will finish last?
Okay.
It may be Robusta here.
Wow. Why do you think that?
Finished last in the Kentucky in the Santa Anita Derby after almost shocking the San Felipe there.
Mm-hmm.
Went back, came back down to earth with a thud, and did not bounce back in the Kentucky Derby, even though you can make excuses for just about any horse in that race when they pop back up again.
I would, if I was looking at this horse a week or 2 weeks from now,
Hmm.
um, I would probably throw out the Derby race.
Hmm.
And even now, I think I still throw out the Derby race, but just taking a beating like that and then coming back 2 weeks later,
Hmm.
I don't, I don't, I can't see a reason for me
Hmm.
to go in on this guy.
Yeah. I mean, I probably would have. Now, my connections. Now, granted, this is all because Golden Tempo's not running, Renegade's not running. You name the horse, it's not running. I get the reason why they're running is because, oh, the big shooters are waiting till Saratoga.
Hmm.
But, I just don't see it. I think that this horse, and I'm not saying this just to make fun of Cleveland, but, I think Doug O'Neill should get back to us and ask us if Cleveland rocks or not and run in the Ohio Derby. But,
Yeah,
that's just me just joking around with like, I don't even know where they would run this horse. They'd probably run him on the West Coast for a little bit, but that's just my opinion on that.
I'm gonna take a pass on him.
Yeah. And oh, by the way, we do have live odds here right now. So 5-1 on Taj Mahal, 8-1 Ocelli, Crupper 25-1, Robusta 29-1. Talkin is getting some money here, 9-2. And this could be a horse that stalks.
Yeah, it could be, but when I look at his past performance,
Hmm.
when he stalks, he doesn't he stalks, but he just
Yeah.
stays in the stalking position all the way till the end.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause yeah, I mean, the only thing is, I think the bluegrass race, you really don't know what to do with it because Further Ado won that race by 11 lengths.
Hmm.
And I, even with Further Ado's performance in the Kentucky Derby, I'm not ready to say that Further Ado is a Keeneland horse. But I mean, he's still going to have to take a step up if he has a chance here yet. But he does have high ride aboard.
He does. He
Hmm.
his last two numbers, even though he didn't win, he got a fifth place and a third place. He did move forward. His if you throw out the that race in Aqueduct in December,
Hmm.
uh, his numbers are respectable and his results are respectable.
Yeah.
I mean, could he
Yeah.
be there? Yeah, but I'm not seeing what I'm looking for that says, you know what, put this horse in the action.
Hmm. Yeah. So we'll see what happens with him. Um, I mean, I'm tossing him, but I just think he doesn't look like he's speed. He doesn't look like he has the ability of closing. It's a little bit of everything with him. So, and while we're doing that, I'm putting in my pick for race 2 here. The 6 Chip Honcho, um, faded in the Louisiana Derby, but did have a tough race there because you had the top 3 horses there, if I'm not mistaken here. Yeah, top 3 all ran in the Kentucky Derby.
Mm-hmm.
So when we get back over here, maybe he steps up here, and maybe we realize that, hey, maybe Louisiana was the spot today, not this year, not Florida, but he looks to be a speed horse as well.
All right. So here's the question that I would ask myself, and I'll ask you: is he speedier than Taj Mahal? Because he's
No,
going to have to be to get there.
I don't think so, but I mean, I take these numbers with a grain of salt because so many factors are involved here. A horse takes a bad step, a horse tosses a jockey, all that stuff. But I think that you do have a great possibility here. But I mean, he's definitely going to get the distance because 7.2 per win for Cadec's Offspring. So that's a pretty good number that you have there. But I just think that he's definitely going to be near the front. And sometimes when they don't get the lead, they just don't know what to do and they just fade.
Mm-hmm.
So that may be the case with Chapancho, but Steve Asmussen did say having the race this year at Laurel Park is going to help Chip Honcho because they only have about 5,000 people in attendance today. So it does look like that they could, with the smaller crowd, that's what's going to help him the most today. But I just think with all the speed in this race here, I don't think he necessarily goes. I don't think he will be around at the end.
And neither do I.
And then the 7, the hell we did. Finished second in the Lexington. This was my choice in the Lexington that day and ran pretty well for a first time going 2 turns. It'd be interesting to see a horse that was running in New Mexico at Zia Park and at Sunland end up winning this race. But he is sired by Authentic, who won the Kentucky Derby back in 2020 too. So, but if there's anything that may turn people off, if you look, Rose's Desert is a horse that was a sprinter back in her day.
Okay.
And Desert God, the sire of the sire for Rose's Desert, didn't even run a race. So you start getting into these question marks of what to expect.
I like him.
You do like him?
I do like him. I think that this. I think he may run. I think he may peak today.
Mm-hmm. And
And he doesn't have to be in the front. He doesn't have to
no,
be on the front. He needs to be
no.
in the front, but he doesn't have to be
Mm-hmm.
on the front.
Mm-hmm.
So if he can hang, and if Chip Honcho and whoever else burn themselves out,
Mm-hmm.
I like him. I
Mm-hmm.
like him.
And now that was his first time 2 turns. He goes another furlong today, so 9-1 right now in the hell we did. Bull by the Horns is 16-1 right now. Sappy Joseph decided, hey, all the big shooters are going to Saratoga. We're running this horse at Preakness, and this may be another candidate for horse that finishes dead last.
I'm gonna include this horse in exactas and trifectas. I mean so this is really the first closer we've gotten to.
Mm-hmm.
So he can
The
come from
first closer you like.
yeah, he can come from far off,
Yeah.
but he can also come from right off the pace.
Yeah.
And I mean, we spent the first few minutes of the show talking about how Safi Joseph is everywhere doing everything right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I can't throw him out.
Yeah. I can see that. But I'm tossing them.
All right.
The morning line favorite, who's getting no love early on, and it just means that a lot of the money has not arrived yet. Iron Honor could not get the lead here, was bumped around, was wide all the way around the track. All kinds of problems with this race here. Finished off the board in the Wood Memorial.
Couldn't he get that same type of trip here?
He could. What also helps him is he's not on the extreme outside like he was in the Wood. He'll be a couple of posts inward. So that may be a possibility. And also, they did make a jockey change here. They went from Manny Franco to Flavian Pratt, who's probably the best jockey out there right now.
But doesn't this horse, based on what we've seen so far, and he's got 3 races, he's won twice. The only race he's lost is the race that he couldn't get the lead on.
Yeah.
So is he going to be able to get the? And he's got insane speed.
Yeah.
But so does Taj Mahal and other horses that we haven't even talked about yet.
And so does Napoleon Solo, the 10.
Yeah. Napoleon Solo's, he's like on another planet.
Yeah. So I think, good.
I was going to say, but it's the same situation. If he doesn't get the lead, Napoleon, he's not going to win the race.
No. And they've said that if Napoleon Solo doesn't run well in this race, they're going to be cutting him back in distance and probably make him into a sprinter.
So I don't like that. When there's already a plan B to what we're going to do after this race, shows me that it doesn't give me a lot of faith.
Yeah, and I'm also giving you a plan B and plan C for Schoolyard Superman, too.
Yeah, well, you have those plans.
Well, that's also because I want to see him in the flesh in my home track, but that's just me.
My plan is that he never loses again, Schoolyard Superman, and he retires 2 years from now and make a fortune on breeding for the next few years.
Yeah. And then we have the 11 Corona de Oro.
How great would that be if I get Schoolyard Superman here and we do the shows and you actually see him breeding like behind me while we're doing the show? That'd be fantastic. Well, that's better than the dog peeing on the tree.
Well, my Facebook algorithm is so messed up right now. I had a new entry in my Facebook algorithm called Jose Monkey. Like, the whole premise of it is somebody sends him a video and you try to get the most undescript place you can find so that you can try to fool him. And you say, Jose Monkey, try to find me, or however the verbiage is, and you take a panoramic shot, like just taking a shot of the surroundings there, and he figures it out from little clues that you have in your video. But, and then I have Katie Van Slyke, who's a uh, owns a farm with her husband in Tennessee, I think she is.
Okay.
The latest thing with her is she's trying to breed a couple of her donkeys.
Okay.
So she actually shows the horse trying to jump on top of the mare,
Mm-hmm.
but he doesn't have his thing out or anything. It's just I guess he's trying to teach her that, hey, if I get behind you, you know. But there's also two other mares in the pasture or whatever, and they're chasing him off and everything. And then we got the Blue the Husky.
Oh
We
yeah,
got that,
we gotta love Blue.
and then you have Rocky Kanaka, who's doing out in California. He's trying to save dogs and everything and get them adopted and stuff like that from different shelters in California.
You know, I love people like that.
So you have all different things like that.
Blue
But
the Husky's hysterical though. I love it when
yeah,
he yells at Spare and curses him out and
yeah,
he's I and my dog likes Blue the Husky, the one that you saw on the tree before.
yeah,
When
yeah.
he hears I think the other dog's name is Titan. When he hears Titan
Hmm.
whining, he perks up and watches the videos.
And then there's the two golden retrievers,
Yeah.
Maverick and Bauer.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And Bauer is his own wild self and all that. But so this second race is off right now, and I don't even have the horses on here, but I'm on the 3 here, which is Ferment Ferment. No, wrong track, dumbass. Wrong day actually. Let's see.
The three
Okay,
won
so
the
the 4.
race.
Thanks for ruining it for me.
No, which race are you talking about?
Race 2 at Laurel.
Oh no, I'm on the wrong track.
But, ladies and gentlemen, I'm 2 for 2.
You had the 3?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. How'd I ruin it for you then? If I gave you a winner, that's all I do is give out winners. I just gave you a winner.
Oh, you're giving out the winner. I thought you were trying to ruin it for me and tell me that the 3 won.
I did. I pulled it up and they were crossing the wire
Yeah,
as I pulled it
yeah,
up, and the 3 was won by I don't know, a
yeah.
length or length and a half or something.
About 3/4. Hey, it doesn't matter. It's a win. He got bet down to 8-5 from a 6-1 morning line, and I have a $75 payout on that double because I played it for 5.
Beautiful. You were literally off to the races today.
I'm probably going to be upping my win wagers to $20 because the
We're gonna
promotion is up to $20. So
we're gonna have to check in with you at the end of the day and see if you have anything left in the account at all.
we'll see. We'll
How
we'll
about
also we'll also get to see whether or not I burn it all the way at the if either A, I burn it all the way at the on the casino side, or B, I play America's favorite game. How do I get that money out of my effing account?
mm, no, don't say it like that. It's easy. You withdraw from
Oh,
FanDuel. It's almost
I know it.
instantaneous.
I know it's easy, but it was a little running. It was like a little running joke that I had with my dad because the one account I had, um, I played a promotional free spin or whatever, got a couple of bucks, and it just kept building and building. And the next thing you know, I had like $900 in the account.
Nice.
Now it wasn't like 2 years ago when we were in New Jersey. Where it's like, did you go to this? Did you go to that horse racing thing? I was like, no, I came back because I was hitting the wall. So I was playing on that one site that you told me about the night
Hmm.
before, and I hit that progressive for $1,000.
Yeah, I'm pretty lucky to be around, I would say, huh? When it comes
Yeah,
to your gambling,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm pulling all that luck back and just harnessing it into my own aura now.
So I guess I
You're on
have
your
to
own.
hit some. I guess I have to hit a pick 4 or a pick 6 or a pick 5 at Aqueduct on Friday if we go up there.
Exactly.
So, and I'm due to hit something, but anyways, back to what we were really talking about. Corona de Oro. Um, I think this horse was scratched from from the Derby. I think he was the 24 in the race.
Okay.
I think, but don't quote me on that because if the horse didn't run, it's especially with daily racing form, we don't get that information. Like for example, when we talk about New York racing in a couple of weeks, probably, or actually with Saratoga,
Hmm.
if we do something um, more than just the Belmont, I will be pulling up also the Equibase program that you can get for free from Naira, and you can actually click on the link, and it's an Equibase program, and it even tells you when the horses were scratched and what the reasons were, like also eligible, stewards, stake scratch. But I think this horse was also eligible and didn't run, if I'm not mistaken. But Corona de Oro um, doesn't necessarily need the lead, but he may end up on the lead on the fact that when he went to 2 turns, that's where he ended up.
Hmm.
So I'm like, but yeah, I eventually I tossed him. He was one of my last tosses in the race here when I was putting my superfecta together.
Yeah, I think I'm going to take a pass on him.
Hmm.
Although yeah, I'm taking a pass on him.
Okay. The 12 Incredible, and by the way, Corona de Oro 17-1 right now. Incredible 5-1 right now, holding true to the morning line here. Finished sixth in the Derby. Did get bumped around, but then again, what horse doesn't get bumped around or have to check in the Derby with 20 horses in there? Um, Not too bad of a race. I watched that race. He was in the second flight late, but he wasn't going to win, but it wasn't like he totally stunk it up or anything. But um, I think if some of the big shooters are running in this race, he may not even be running. But I wouldn't be surprised if this horse ends up closing late because I think he has the setup as well.
I agree completely. That what I don't like about this horse is that he ran 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. And I don't know how the speed is going to hold.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, yeah, he's right there with Oselli as a monster closer in this race.
Yeah.
But I
Mm-hmm.
don't know. This is where you're gonna have to check back with me somewhere around 6:30 tonight,
Yeah.
or maybe right
And
around 7:15. I'll put out my picks tonight.
yeah, and it'll be conveniently the horses from 1 through 5. How they finish. uh,
What the hell is Great White even doing in this race, and what the hell was Great White even doing in the Derby?
well, he drew in off the also eligible list, and then
Does he belong here?
I I got him in my superfecta.
Okay.
I think the fact that he flipped over and he's fine, and I think that he does end up on a trainer's list when something like that happens. But he showed that he can win off the pace. The bluegrass, we can toss that because that's such a weird race because you have a horse that wins by 11. Um, he's going to have to prove himself. He's more of a horse that I'm going to have on the bottom end of the super that I'm expecting on the bottom half of the superfecta.
Mm-hmm.
But if he ends up winning, you're going to hear that a lot of people were once bitten, twice shy with this horse.
You use that same line for the Derby. You got a new line for the Belmont if he runs in the Belmont.
I gotta.
I got
I will. I'll have to look up the Spotify playlist of This Is Great White because
Here's
that's
the
the only
only
one.
thing. Okay, I'm
Good.
sorry. The only thing I like about this, the only thing that intrigues me, is this pattern. Win,
Yeah.
come fifth. Win, come fifth.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't like nothing will surprise me today if this horse wins.
Mm-hmm.
It actually would surprise me a little bit, but I don't see that he belongs here.
But it would be fitting in a race like this today, where we called it the Conor McGregor race, because it's a bunch of who the F is that guys,
Mm-hmm.
that this jockey is a who the F is this guy jockey.
Are you familiar with this guy?
No. Apparently he runs in Kentucky.
Okay.
I
And
imagine.
he's ridden the horse every time the horse is raced. So that, I mean, I guess
Mm-hmm.
that's a positive if we're looking at this.
Yeah. Yeah. But the one thing I would say is, and I took a look at this just for laughs. 6.5. Now, granted, there isn't too many. Well, probably enough offspring. Probably get enough races where you start seeing a pattern here. 6.5 is a little low for horses going these distances, but 6.5 has won these big races in the past. And Volatile a um, was a sprinter, but the mother Kelly Bag was mostly a sprinter. But has Uncle Mo in the second uh, as a grandsire, and he's one of the top distance sires in North America right now. So maybe they get some from him, but he'll have to prove it on the dirt here. So, but I think he doesn't have to win the race as long as my other three horses are in the superfecta. Just be somewhere in that top four, even if it's fourth. And then, yeah, Pretty Boy Mia, number 14, and has not gone 2 turns yet, because that 1 mile distance at Aqueduct, as we know, personally from Schoolyard Superman, is a 1 turn race.
Mm-hmm.
And even if they don't gun him for the lead, he's probably going to be hung on the turn, and that'll be the end of him.
The 14 is my long shot pick for the race.
Hmm. Okay. So I have this as Oselli winning. I have 2, 12, 7, 13. I think the two big closers, Incredible and Oselli, are going to be the ones at the end, because I think we're going to have an insane pace here. Now, if there was a larger crowd, I would probably bet your mortgage payment, my life savings, everything on the two. But since we're actually responsible adults who promote responsible gaming, we're just going to bet within the promotion of the $20 to win.
And here's what I'm going to give you for now, but you got to
Okay.
check back with me later.
Okay.
I'm just going to give you four that I'm going to box in no particular
Okay.
order. Taj Mahal, uh, Pretty Boy Mia, The Hell We Did, Bull by the Horns.
And yeah, and that may pay. That you may have a date with the IRS guy.
That's all right. Wouldn't be my first one.
Mm-hmm. Wouldn't be my first either.
Probably
but it'd
won't
be
be
the
my
first in a long
last.
time. Hmm. And also, I do want to mention one thing here, and and I know what you're going to say is you're sharing your calculator. Yes, I am going to show my calculator here for a second because there's a reason for it. Um, Usually with the Preakness, usually the exactas, tries, and supers are less. So there is one thing I do want to show for the people out there real quick, and me just being a math nerd. So that was the combinations for the superfecta this year for the Kentucky Derby, 73,000 combinations.
Okay.
So if all 20 had ran, whoops, 20 times 19 times 18 times 7, you would have had that 116,000 combinations. But with the Preakness this year, you have 24,024 combinations. So the money that's coming in is isn't going into as many combinations as the Derby had. Also, take into account with this race, as I'm going to stop sharing here, also take into account that Churchill has a $1 minimum on the superfecta. The Preakness and the Belmont, they have 10-cent minimums. So you're going to get a lot of the players who are going to be like, well, I'm only playing it for a 10-cent box because guess what? I can cover more combinations and maybe I can break even or a little bit more because, play a six horse box for a dime. That's $72. You hope for a couple of long shots in there and maybe you make a little bit on the side, you make a little bit of money, but, you know, but the way I'm going to play as a dollar box, but I'm going to be playing it as 2 50-cent tickets so that if I cash, and if I need the IRS, hey, Mike, you got to cash that too. But I mean, it will be borderline with mine compared to others. But I think with the money that's in there, I think, I think there's a distinct possibility that if you hit the superfecta today, you may have a date with the IRS guy.
I think the best bet for today is just if you've got $200 that you can afford to play,
Hmm.
just go through the card and pick something every race. $20 to win, $20 to win, $20 to win, $20 to win, as long as it
Hmm.
qualifies for the FanDuel special. If you lose, you get your money back.
Hmm.
And if you find somebody that's 10 to 1 or 12 to 1 or 25 to 1, well, then you deal with your IRS problems later.
Hmm. Yeah, and also there's also ways around this, and this may be because one thing I do have to bring back is the handicapping 101 that I did before the Derby a couple years ago. I had to bring that back. I had to find the file and whatever, but just to let you know that even with that win, I am up $120 right now, and I am on the 6 in race 3. I am on the 6, which is uh,
Oh, just came in dead last. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't look. I didn't look.
it's 13 minutes a post.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Maiden special weight here, finished second last time out. And I'm even gonna give you guys an exacta to end the show, a trifecta to end the show here. Now, granted, it's not gonna pay much, but just the ego boost. I'm gonna go 4, 5, and 6 with the trifecta box here at Laurel to end our show today in race 3.
4, 5, 6 in race 3. Okay.
Master Sommelier comes in from Keeneland, where tired in that race, but I think the change of scenery helps. Scanner, a first time starter who had a couple of workouts on the turf at Fairhill. I think that horse would be ready to go. And Grand Motion, that's a type of horse. He gets good debuts out of horses, first time on the turf and on Lasix. And Money Problem, Munny. Now, I wouldn't run this horse much further than the mile distance here because Munnings is not a horse that usually goes long distances. But finished second in a mile and a 16th race, cuts back to a mile here. Also has had, and tell me where you've heard this before, has had problems at the start of their previous two races.
Heard that lots of times, unfortunately.
But we'll see what happens with that, and and also you got the leading Parks jockey Michael Sanchez down there today for the races.
So you're watching this in the privacy of your own home? Are you going to parks, or what's the plan today?
Mike is going to be picking me up sometime this afternoon. I think around 4:30. We're going to head up there for a couple hours.
Nice.
And who knows? Maybe I will have like 500, 600, 700 in my TV. I almost said TVG. My FanDuel Racing account.
I will be on my couch with the dog that was peeing on the tree right next to me. He's probably not interested, but that's where we'll be watching this thing at 7 o'clock at night. Didn't they used to run these races at 5 o'clock at night?
5:30, yeah.
Yeah, so now, I will watch the race, and then I will immediately go to bed because I'm an old man.
Because it used to be on Wide World of Sports on ABC.
The thrill of victory and the agony of defeat.
Yeah. Oh, you're not going to watch Rousey Carano tonight?
No interest. No interest in UFC. Never have, never will.
Well, it's technically not UFC, but I know what you mean.
MMA. Yeah, just zero interest in it.
Yeah. I'm going to watch it for the shit show that I think it could be.
What I'm anxious to see, though, is Cleveland and Detroit tomorrow in the NBA, because Detroit blew a 9-point lead at home in Game 5. I mean, they choked it away. And then I thought, oh, yeah, they're toast. And then they come back and blow out Cleveland in Cleveland last night. So I don't know. I thought that when you choke away a 9-point lead, and I'm not talking about I'm talking about a 9-point lead with like 2 minutes left.
Yeah.
And then went to overtime and they end up losing. I don't know. I don't know what is going to happen in that game. I mean, for them to respond the way they responded, I guess my pick would be Detroit, but I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's irrelevant because the NBA finals are already set. It's the Knicks against Oklahoma City, and Oklahoma City will destroy the Knicks, and they'll repeat. And that's just, I mean, what do I know? I just pick every single NBA game correctly.
And I will tell you it's going to be the Knicks and the Spurs.
Nah.
Because the Spurs gave Oklahoma City fits this year.
They did,
Yeah.
but
I mean,
now it's a different season now.
And
the Spurs played well. I mean, they should have won that series 4-1, but Wemby got thrown out of that one game, and that's why they lost. But nobody's beating the Thunder. There's no weakness there.
Any interest in what's left of the Stanley Cup playoffs?
Dude, all I know is that I don't really know anything that's going on with Stanley Cup playoffs. All I know is that Philadelphia has never been cleaner, I'm assuming, because I saw so many people with brooms in Philadelphia about a week ago. I mean, the streets have to be the cleanest they've ever been.
Yeah. And
no need to grease any poles right now in Philly, that's for sure.
Now, from what I heard, Sherelle Parker, the mayor, she has been taking remedial English and spelling classes so she can spell Eagles correctly this year.
Oh, did she misspell Eagles?
Yeah, a couple years ago.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, that was right in the beginning of their phase of printing and spending and printing and spending. But no, I would love to see him get a World Series and then write off it. No, Here's my prediction: he will be managing next year, but he'll be managing the Yankees next year.
Hmm.
When Boone flubs another postseason.
Hmm. That's interesting.
Yep,
And does he take Rob Thompson as his bench coach?
that would be great. He might. I don't know.
But who knows?
Oh.
But that would be funny because it's like the one thing I always say is don't burn bridges because the next thing you know, I may be your boss and vice versa. You know what I mean? That's why you don't
Mm-hmm.
burn the bridges because it's like you burn that bridge and then you realize, oh, that's the MFer that did that to me. I'm going to make things a little bit difficult. But that's
Hey,
why,
let me give one plug on the way out.
okay.
Wednesday night, 6:30. It's the final Bleacher Brothers show ever. It's our last show. NBA playoffs. Everything that we've learned in the past 3-4 years doing this, the best and the worst franchises in all of sports, plus all kinds of other fun stuff all rolled into 90 minutes. But Wednesday night, 6:30 on all the Q&A platforms.
And are you, if are you going to pull out all my worst picks from all these also eligibles as well?
No, I would never do that. I would never do that. We
But
showed those on last week's show if anybody wants to watch it.
there was a show last week.
No, I'm joking.
Yeah, because I was looking for it last Wednesday because I thought it was supposed to be
It,
last
it,
Wednesday.
it was scheduled, but I
Yeah,
had
yeah. Life gets in the
I was
way.
under the weather.
Yeah, life gets in the way and all that. So, but
Oh.
my horse the 6 is 3-1 here at Laurel Park. So we're going to cut it off here so you guys can migrate to whatever your platform is that you bet on. We use FanDuel Racing. We recognize that there are other options as well, but wherever you use today, check out your offers wherever you're going, and best of luck in all your wagers today. And my article for today's race will be posted shortly, and AJ will be critiquing some of the things I post on there today.
I'll see you in the winner's circle.
Yep.